Melissa Lucio is scheduled to be executed next week for a crime she says she didn't commit, one that may not have even occurred. She was convicted 14 years ago of murdering her 2-year-old daughter, Mariah, and a Texas jury sentenced her to death. The state says Lucio beat her daughter to death. But as new details have emerged about her case, a growing chorus of lawmakers, faith leaders, anti-domestic violence organizations and celebrities has called for clemency. At least one juror from the trial says the jury wasn't given the full picture, and that if he had known more, he would have never voted for the death penalty. No court has ever considered the new evidence of Melissa Lucio's innocence, says Vanessa Potkin, director of special litigation at the INO. So first and foremost, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals could issue a stay so that the evidence of Melissa Lucio's innocence can be fully litigated in the court. And that's what we're hoping for. The case hinges on an interrogation of Lucio conducted 2 hours after Mariah died, during which officers tried to get Lucio to confess to hurting her daughter. Lucio's attorneys say police had already decided on a narrative when they brought her in for interrogation. After 5 hours of questioning, during which Lucio expressed her innocence more than 100 times, she eventually said "I guess I did it" when asked if she was responsible for some of her daughter's injuries. The state called it an admission of guilt for Mariah's death. Potkin says Lucio had inadequate defense during her trial. Witness testimony from one of Mariah's siblings about the 2-year-old's fall down an uneven staircase 2 days before her death never made it before the jury, and expert witnesses were not allowed to testify on reasons why Lucio might have made a false confession. She is scheduled to die by lethal in. If she is killed, she would be the first Hispanic woman to be executed in Texas in the modern era of the death penalty, and the first woman executed in Texas since 2014. Lucio, 53, is a Mexican-American woman who has struggled against poverty and abuse since childhood. She is the mother of 14 children, including Mariah. According to court documents submitted by Lucio's attorneys, she was sexually abused by her mother's boyfriend starting at the age of 6, abuse that lasted for 2 years. She married at age 16. According to the Innocence Project, it was an abusive marriage. Her first husband, the group says, was a violent alcoholic who left her after she gave birth to their 5 children. Her next partner continued the cycle of violence, punching her in public and beating her at home. By the time she gave birth to her 12th child, Melissa had experienced homelessness, drug addiction, and severe mental illness, according to an amicus brief filed by former prosecutors, anti-violence organizations and others on Lucio's behalf.